Welcome back to Life Coaching Systems Podcast, episode 5. I'm your host, Dr. Kenneth Hudson, for this episode on 15 ways to have a happy, productive, and fulfilling 2022. You know that your life can drastically change for the better this new year. My New Year's wishes for you is 12 months of happiness, 52 weeks of laughter, 365 days of success, 8,760 hours of good health, and 525,600 minutes of blessings, and 31,536,000 seconds of joy. You can change more than you think in a few months' time. But the key is to have a clear vision, specific strategy to build a different life. I want to speak to you about the most important steps you need to make a immediate change in this 12 months. Just 12 short months, and they go so fast. They go so fast on these 12 short months that we have to make a change. So the first thing I thought about was, instead of what you can complete in a day, focus on what you can work on toward each day. You know, when most people try to be more productive, they focus on how they can complete more tasks in a day without evaluating whether or not those tasks are really deserving of so much time and energy. We put so much time and energy on things that are not productive. This year we need to get down to the things that are going to make us more productive, things that are going to really matter, the things that we can finish in a day. It's so important that you have something that you can finish in a day. That's the first thing I thought about. The second thing is that draft a vision for your life. You know, the reason so many people get stuck on trying to accomplish more and more of those small daily tasks is that they lack a grand, long-term vision of what their life should be. Have you ever thought about that? What could your life really be if you really put 100% effort into everything that you do? 100% effort into everything that you do to try to make your life the best life that you can. And then that's what all of us are trying to do, trying to build the best life that we can build. The third thing is this: find what doesn't flow. Often what really is not working in our lives isn't what causing us the most pain. It's what we feel most unmotivated and uninspired by. You know, pain is a tricky thing. It's because it's actually a component toward working toward our goal. You got to be able to fail at something in order to really succeed. I know that's sometimes, you think about that. You got to fail at something. Then you appreciate when you able to succeed at a goal that you've set. I found that to be, the thing in my life that you try and try and try. Sometimes you don't make it, but then you go back and you reassess, and then you appreciate the things that you had to go through to get to that goal. The fourth thing is this: use past mistakes as a blueprint. Instead of beating yourself up for where you are right now, use your past mistakes as a sort of guide to what you not to do. And so that's the thing. Use those things as a springboard to get you to the place you want to be in life. I've used that. Use those things. Use them. Use them. Make an effort to do those things each and every day. Pick some goals that make you uncomfortable. Sometimes people are, get uncomfortable. They don't pick it. They pick out the things that they're good at, and they won't pick out things that you're not good at. Sometimes you're imagining what you want your life to look like in the next year and onward. Remember that your frame of reference is only what you've known. Imagine something better than you previously experienced. And first, it'll feel uncomfortable to you, but you have to embrace it, because that's where the most growth is in those moments where you're uncomfortable doing certain things. Then in the second supplement is this: when it comes to the most challenging habits, focus on those micro shifts. What are micro shifts? Micro shifts are those small things that you can do. Most people are victim to their worst habits, not because they do not have the willpower to make drastic changes in their lives, but because they don't understand the drastic changes. The breakthroughs are not spontaneous. They are a product of micro shifts, small, noticeable changes when you have to work out or you're trying to lose weight. You're trying to, each and every day you're working toward that goal. It's a micro shift. It's a new way of thinking that that you see in progress each and every day, and you're doing it. And that's the thing that you have to do. If you want to make change, you got to start with a small goal, and each and every day you whittle away at that goal. Then you should figure out what you believe is worth suffering for. People don't like to hear the word suffering. If you try to build your life around what you imagine, what would make the most comfortable, you're always going to be disappointed. And there's nothing in life that doesn't come without its own set of challenges. So the question is really, what you believe is worth the discomfort. If you want something in life, it's gonna be some discomfort with it. You're gonna have to go through some things. You're gonna have to go through some challenges. But the thing about it is to keep going. It'll end. In that end point, you'll get the thing that you're working so hard for. The ninth one is this: keep long-term sustainability in mind. A productive year doesn't necessarily mean that you got a lot of menial tasks done. It means that you spent your time mindfully working to set yourself up to enjoy your life moving forward. When you're working each day, you ask yourself, could I do this for the rest of my life? That's the question. Why or why not? That's the question you should have each and every day. Could I do this task for the rest of my life? Keep long-term sustainability in mind. Then the 10th one is a practical one. Pay down debt and build up savings and investments. No matter who you are and what phase of life you're in, getting your finances in order is a necessity. In particular, working on reducing your monthly expenses, keeping your overhead low, paying off debt, building up your emergency savings and investment capital. Those things. I know a lot of us have money anxiety. Do we have enough money? Do you have enough money to do this and that? But doing those things will help you have a more successful year 2022. It'll make it if you got enough money to do the things that you want to do. You got to have that goal in mind when you look at those things. Then number 12 is ask yourself, is this what I want? That's a big question. I think I ask that question each and every day. Is this what you want? Maybe you've been short on cash, or you have to imagine that one of your big goals needs to be to make more money. In reality, you could be financially stable and more interested in working on your well-being. Can you get some peace in your life? Can you have a life that's filled with less drama than you have? Can you go and that you're not worried about all those other things? You have to remember that often what we want the most is just what we used to have. And that's the thing about it. We seek comfort and familiarity above all else. Despite this, there's another reality with it. There's another reality. Ask yourself, is this what I want, or is this what I'm used to? Because a lot of times what people to get used to something, and they'll say, well, it can't be any better than this. But beloved, a lot of times there's a better, but we won't stretch. We won't expand ourselves to get to better, because better is out there. But we have to have something to shock us out of that position that we're in, that complacency that we're in, because we'll say, you know what, it doesn't get any better than this, but it does. It gets better than this. Then number 13 is streamline what you care about. Make sure that what you care about and need to prioritize is also what you are making the most easy and accessible for yourself to accomplish. Make it easy for you to keep up with your needs. The law of preservation is the first law of nature. What are your needs that you have? Make it easy. Sometimes people make some things so hard on themselves. They're so hard on themselves. They're their worst judge. They judge themselves more harshly than anybody else would. And so when you have a frame of mind like that, you got to put some things in your life that's going to be easier for you. Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself some leeway in order to be able to do the things that you need to do in life. Number 14 is this: outsource or get rid of what you care about least. Do you have some things in your life that you said, you know what, I should let somebody else take control of these things? Your time is limited each day. Your energy is. That's the big secret. and that your life is a direct reflection of where the majority of your energy is going. If you want to make real changes, you have to identify what you care about the most and also what you care about the least, and then let those things go. You got to let some things go in the year 2022. Oh, I know that some things might be important, but let them go. Some things, they're really not that important. Let them go. Let those things go that are not that important. Let them go. And the last one is this: let your life be good right now. You can work at your life for the next 12 months straight, and people do that. They work in their life for the next 12 months straight, working, and not getting anything out of it. But you can work on those goals, and not seeing any type of progress that you want. And a lot of times where people will work on those things and not see the type of progress that they want, and they get, and sometimes you get frustrated because you say, well, I'm working hard, but nothing is happening with that. Nothing is happening with the work that I'm doing. And so sometimes you have to just step back. You have to step back and see the things that you're doing are being productive. It's all right to be good to yourself. It's all right. You can be good to yourself, and do those things. Those things that you need to do. And a lot of times where people, they'll do those things. They'll you have to be able, to do those things and everything. And so that's the thing about it. And let your life be good right now. Changing how you think and feel each day, starting right now. And that's the most important things that you can do in this year of 2022. And today just want to thank you for listening to Life Coaching Systems podcast number 5. We're back for this new year, how to have a happy, productive, and fulfilling 2022. You can find additional show notes on our website. Our next podcast, we're going to come back. We're going to be I want to talk about good communication skills in relationships. And that's it. Hopefully we will have a special guest with that. You can reach out to us on our website at www.lifecoachsystems.org. That's how you can get in contact with us. We can also be reached on Facebook at Awakenings 007, or YouTube at Dr. Kenneth Hudson Life Coach Systems Incorporated. You can show your support for this broadcast through Cash App at Rattlers, RATTLERS 006. Remember, we're still in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. The deadly Omicron variant is going around. Please get the vaccine if possible. It's the only way back to a so-called normal life. The people of color are 3 times more likely to contract the COVID-19 virus. Also remember to wear a mask. It's very important that you wear a mask, and that wash your hands and practice social distancing. So until the next time, God bless you, and may God keep you in this year of 2022.